the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce. Don't get that honey sauce on me. I don't like the way it tastes with my chicken wings. Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the butter spread. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the butter spread. To get your butter spread all on me. I don't like the way it mixes with my mac and cheese. Cause when you're at KFC, you got that special sauce to stir my curiosity. Just give me a 5-piece meal, oh what a deal. A big old box, it's all for me. You know I'll take coleslaw on the side. I could tell you wanted to try the potato wedges. Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce. Get your honey sauce on me. I don't like the way it mixes with my chicken wings. Get none of that honey sauce on me. I don't like the way it tastes on my chicken wings. Take us out, Moose.
Taste the biscuit.
Hello, everybody. It is that time again. Here we go. Matt Connarton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire, and it is a glorious day. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester, and hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all of your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. It is Tuesday, October 18, 2022, and I am not alone.
If you having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. I got the rap patrol.
DJ Reckless is here
What's up?
at the news desk.
I guess I'm here. I don't know if I caught the disease listening to that last song there.
Taste the biscuit?
Yeah, please, never again.
Just don't get any honey sauce on her chicken wings or something. That's all you got to remember.
I don't know what brain damage I just got listening to that song.
Taste the biscuit.
Please, never again, Matt. I'll beg you.
Now,
please never play that again.
I don't know if you're aware of this, but my my hip hop alter ego M Sizzle has a song called "Taste the Beef."
If it's anything like that, Matt, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to tell you, it's not that good.
It's not anything like that. It's far worse.
Well, at least you admit it.
Yes, I do.
That's the first step.
But my alter ego does not. He is oblivious. That's right. Yeah, welcome everybody. It's unusual to see DJ Reckless here on a Tuesday.
I know. I almost didn't show up.
I know,
because
right?
you weren't here.
Yeah, I was running late today, getting here. I was rushing around, and but here I am. I did make it on time, and then I got here, and the internet was running a little bit slow, so that also threw a little dirt in the gears there. But here we are. Yes, welcome everybody on this. And if you're watching online, you can see there's a new camera position, and I'm now very far away. Hello, everybody.
I know. They all like to look at your face.
Yes, well, and it's what's ironic is today I shaved. I was like, I'm going to look nice today.
Is that why you were late?
I'm going to shave. That's not why I was late.
I'm just kidding.
And oh no, actually I didn't shave. I thought about it, but then I forgot to. Yeah, that's right. I still have scruff.
I was gonna say.
So. Some people like the beard on me. I don't know. Beards are the in thing, but I've never seen you with any facial hair at all, really.
You've never seen me with the peach fuzz mustache?
Well, you're blonde, so it's not as
it grows
obvious.
in every now and then. I try not to. I can't really grow a beard. I'll grow like stragglers.
Yeah.
But I just don't think I'd look good with facial hair.
Yeah,
not till I'm like 25.
Yeah, it's hard to picture you with a beard, actually.
Yeah, I could see like maybe when I'm 25. And if I worked in finance, I could like be clean shaven, like that. But yeah, I'm neither of those.
You wouldn't be clean shaven with a beard. You'd have a beard.
A well kept beard.
Oh, right. Yeah, like I keep mine really trim. Like of course the big thing these days is the big beards. And
honestly, and dad bods apparently.
But I can't.
I have neither.
Yeah.
So here we are.
But I can't. If I let mine get long, it gets it itches, and I don't like it. It's very unpleasant. I have to keep a nice trim beard, like George Michael in the video for Faith. That's before your time. But yes, 603-250-6007 is the number. 603-250-6007. You can also text us at 617-917-4476. Tweet me at Matt Connarton or send an email to matt@mattconnerton.com. And of course, you can interact and opine in the Facebook live chat. But the best thing to do so that we can hear and enjoy your dulcet tones is to give us a call at 603-250-6007. I do want to remind you, of course, we are sponsored by the Hop Knot, but they're not open today. Don't go there today. Monday and Tuesday is their weekend, but they're open Wednesday through Sunday. They've got those delicious gourmet pretzels. I forget who's playing there live this Friday. They have live music every Friday, and occasionally on Saturday too. Jenny's son, Jesse Coffee, did another set last Saturday. What are you DJing? While I look that up, I'm going to look up who's playing there Friday.
This Friday, I'm back at the Goat.
At the Goat?
Yeah, I'm going back to back with Inside Out. They're a really good cover band, and I'm really good friends with them. They've supported me for a little bit now, and they wanted me to do a little 30-minute set while they take their break at peak hour, and I'm like, sure, gladly.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. So are you going to be, what about, that's not your only show this week, is it? Or is it?
What's this weekend? I don't even know.
Because I was going to say, that's unusual for you.
I think it is, actually.
Although
I'm really slowing it down because it's the holiday season and everything.
Yeah. And you've been working hard.
Yeah. In the move and everything. I just really want to focus on January and just figuring out what the next move is.
Let's see.
Yeah, no, but it's I've been going hard almost all year, and it's time to take a step back and figure out what I want to do next, because Manchester is just not it anymore for nightlife. It's like, it's just not there. There's no nightlife.
Ali Beaudry is playing.
Ali Beaudry's pretty good.
Friday night at the Hop Knot, yeah. Oh, so you're not at the 603 at all this week?
No, I was there Saturday for a headlining set. That was quite the night.
No.
From what I remember of the night. We should put it that way. Hey, it's quite the night there.
Oh, well, very good, very good. And then, so you said you're gonna be chilling out till January? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I have stuff booked, but I'm not trying to book anymore.
Right. Well, yeah, you've always got a lot. Like I said, you work hard, man. You got a lot of shows.
Yeah, like usually I'll push to like book every single weekend, but with November and everything like that, and the Sammy Adams tour coming in December when I'm on the road again, and everything like that, I just want to take a step back.
Now, how many dates are you doing for that?
I'm doing 8.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, so I'm on the road for 8 days, and my last show's in Boston.
Oh, okay. When's the first show?
The first show is December 8th. The last show is December 17th.
Oh, okay. So it's what is that? So it's about a 10-day tour.
Yeah, around there.
Where are you going with that one? Like how far?
A lot shorter than the last one.
So I didn't even know.
It's still hit or miss, but it's looking like I'm gonna be on the road with them, at least from like Nashville on, Because the first stop's in Cleveland, Ohio. The second stop's in Cincinnati, then Chicago, then St. Louis, then Nashville. We're in Nashville for 3 days, so I probably will just team up with them then. Because honestly, I want to go down to Nashville and get ducks in a row for January.
Yeah.
Because it's still looking like... I don't know if I'm going to move in January or February down there.
Ah.
But then we have Columbus and then Philadelphia and then Boston. Boston's... we might have to move to a different venue.
Yeah.
Because it's what? It's October and the show's not till December and it's 2/3 sold out already.
Oh.
I mean, it's Sammy Adams. I mean, it's a household name down in Boston.
Right.
So it is what it is. I think we're playing... Where are we playing down there? I think we're playing Brighton Music Hall.
Ah.
So what? That's a 600, 700 cap venue.
Yeah.
Down there.
Cool. Well, we'll say hello to everybody in the Facebook live chat. Andy Barker, that's a name I haven't seen in a while. Hi, Andy. He said, it's been a while. How are you, Matt? Hello. Crystal, our friend from Illinois, joins us. In agreement with Mikey and Alex, not liking this new camera angle. It's weird. Yeah, it's a little far away.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's really just kind of a full angle of the studio. Kind of like the wide shot. Well, except the wide shot, you can also see the couch, but it's also a wide shot.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'm with you on that. I just don't see that. You see too much.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
Matt just likes his face to be the center of attention.
I think it's back.
I'm just kidding.
I think it's back where it used to be. Because if I remember correctly, when we first moved to this room, because we used to be up in the.
I feel like it was there.
Smaller studio. It was over there somewhere originally. Yeah. And so I feel like it's kind of back and it's back in its original spot. That's interesting.
Yeah, because didn't you guys move it during COVID? I think it was during COVID is when it moved.
Oh, I don't remember exactly when. That's all a blur. It's all a blur. Oh, our friend Alex Whiteley is also in the Facebook live chat. Hello. Alex says, taste the biscuit. I got something for you. Hashtag Shrewsbury Biscuit Podcast. Ah, well played, sir. Yes. Yes, Alex, our friend from the UK, and he's got the Shrewsbury Biscuit Podcast. And Jenny and I were very happy as well to participate in the Pod Aid event, the 24-hour podcast. We were there for an hour and really enjoyed that, hanging out with those guys. By the way, I just saw what you had posted something earlier, and it relates to this what I just saw pop up on my news feed that I didn't realize. You posted something about Kanye West and Antonio Brown.
I knew it. Yeah, man, they deserve each other. That's why they're hanging out. They should just start dating. That's the next That's the next group of people Kanye will attack. Honestly, I forgot the word. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank. But he's just he's a POS in my book now. He's lucky I still play his music. Usually I boycott people's music like Wiz Khalifa. I wasn't playing his for a while. Yeah. After his antics with other DJs. And then R. Kelly, I don't even think I've played any of his music in a year, 2 years. No one's asked for it because nobody cares. Oh, Joe Lar is in the chat. Says the camera angle is at the request of the morning host. So Peter wanted it up there. Yeah, he had said something to me about that recently. I wasn't sure exactly where it was going. But Antonio Brown, he's the football player, right? Yeah, he was on the Patriots, right? And then he was on the Patriots, the Bucks, and there was another team he was on. I can't remember off the top of my head. Boy, he's just he was too much of a loose cannon, so Bruce Arians let him go from the Bucks, and he's just been off the rails since then. He's been doing a lot of stuff in Boston, though. He's been hosting a lot of nights out there. Antonio Brown is? Yeah, because he's a rapper now. Oh, he is? Yeah, it's quite the... Well, you'll see a lot of music, a lot of NBA players are also rappers too, I guess, and it's just one of those things. I don't feel like it would mix. Yeah. But yeah, no. Huh. I mean, I will say his NFL playing, his football was a lot better than his rapping. I will say that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, imagine the stuff he's doing in Boston. He's literally getting paid a significant amount of money to literally walk up in a club and sit there and drink. Yeah. Just so they can throw him up on the flyer. Well, it's nice work if you can get it. Honestly. Texas Mike is in the chat room and says Steelers. Was he with is it the Pittsburgh Steelers? Yeah. At one point? Yeah.
And
I think so.
Gonzo is in the chat room, and Alex Whiteley says, "Oh, Matthew, thanks for inflicting Rappaport on me. I've been both mortified and intrigued by his stuff. I do love a good rant, though. Ha! Yeah, I don't know if you saw. I shared out. Michael Rappaport had done a rant about Kanye, and he didn't even swear.
Kanye is the biggest joke. It's like I wish I had the willpower to express how I feel about him, but I've done it so many times. I'm just over it. I'm so over him. He just needs to at what point do they do to him what they did to Andrew Tate and Donald Trump and just ban him from every platform?
Well, speaking of platforms, so this is what I just
He's
saw.
one of those people that need to be deplatformed.
Right. Well, here's what I just saw pop up, and this is it's being reported everywhere, but CNBC.com has a story. Kanye West, who now goes by Ye.
Ye. It's Ye.
Is Ye or Ye? I thought it was Ye.
It's Ye. It's Kanye or Con. I think it's Ye.
I thought it was Ye because it's Kanye.
Oh, I don't know. I've heard everybody pronounce it Ye, but I could be tripping.
Ye, potato, potato. I think it's Ye because it's Kanye, but I think people
solid, yeah.
But people might think it's Ye because the shoes or his sneaker line is called Yeezys, not Yeezys. So maybe that's why people think it's Ye. I don't know.
I don't even think he owns that brand anymore.
No, really?
I think he got voted out or something.
Oh,
or was it maybe Adidas or something? He did. He was no longer allowed to rep any company anymore.
Well, that would make sense.
So many companies are cutting ties with him, especially after what he said.
Of course,
the other
yeah,
day.
absolutely. Jason Federson joins us in the chat and says tomato, tomato. That's right. Well, apparently, Ye or Ye, he agrees to buy conservative social media platform Parler, the company says. And I saw something about, we'll see what the article says in a moment, but I saw something about, Kanye. I'm just going to call him Kanye. It's just easier. He spends a lot of time with Candace Owens. And apparently, I guess Candace Owens, her husband, is involved in Parler or owns Parler or is trying to help sell Parler. So Candace Owens and her husband, whose name escapes me, may have talked him into this.
That's like Elon when he tried to pull out of buying Twitter, and now he has to buy Twitter. That's such a thing. But when are people going to realize these platforms, these underground social media platforms, are not going to take off? Social media right now is already oversaturated. It's not the Parler that didn't take off.
No,
that's like Rumble, this new thing. People are trying to get that to take off. They're sponsoring social media influencers. That's not gonna take off the ground. It's gonna crash and burn.
I actually put content on Rumble, but that's only because I stopped uploading the show to YouTube.
I feel like we've talked about Rumble a few times. I feel like who was it with? The guy I used to always fight with. He's some nutty New Hampshire guy.
Well, that's pick one.
Oh, dude,
that could be any number of people.
Ridley?
Oh, probably Dave Ridley. Dave Ridley, who wants to secede.
That nut.
Oh, we have Ron is calling. Hi, Ron.
Yeah, I'm really bad here because I'm cutting DJ's conversation off in the middle. So I'll be short. I'll mention it and carry on. But I've been listening, and I was reading the newspaper today. I don't know if you read it or knew it, but Trump is making the headlines again. Now they're saying that his Secret Service, when they stayed at his hotel, he upped the cost of their stay by as much as 5 times, which comes out to $1,800 a night. And his son denying it, saying no. In many cases, we caught them, and all of the above. So, and I guess it was, it's not just a matter of that. I guess on paperwork when they were supposed to, I don't know if it's for taxes purposes or something, fraud showed up. So that was my comment on that.
Yeah, well, perhaps we'll talk about that in a few minutes. Story.
DJ, I like your show, bro. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
All right, no worries. Thanks, Ron.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye. That is why we take calls, and you can call us at 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. But yeah, some key points from this. Again, CNBC is reporting this. Kanye West, who now goes by Ye, agreed to buy Parler, a conservative social media app, after other platforms suspended him over anti-Semitic posts. He said in a release, quote, "In a world where conservative opinions are considered to be controversial, we have to make sure we have the right to freely express ourselves," unquote. Later, he told Bloomberg News that he's buying Parler because Instagram and Twitter disciplined him. Parler is one of several right-wing friendly social media platforms to emerge in the Donald Trump era. And then there's some details here. It says, Kanye West, a superstar rapper who has made several inflammatory and anti-Semitic comments in recent weeks, has agreed in principle to buy conservative social media platform Parler, the app's parent company said in a statement Monday. Okay, some of this is redundant. It says financial terms of the deal were not announced. The company previously said it raised $56 million in funding from outside investors. The move comes after Kanye was locked out of his Twitter and Instagram accounts. In one post, he played into a long-standing anti-Semitic conspiracy theory that fellow rapper Sean Diddy Combs is being controlled by Jewish people. On Twitter, meanwhile, his account was restricted after he said he would go, and we all know about this, DEFCON 3 on Jewish people all in caps. A representative for West didn't immediately respond to a request for comment. He told Bloomberg News that he was motivated to buy Parler after Instagram and Twitter penalized him. He also declined to reveal the terms of the deal to the outlet. His net worth is reportedly $2 billion?
Yeah, I mean, he owned Yeezy, and Yeezy did pretty well.
Wow. $2 billion?
And you got to think he also probably owns a lot of stock in a lot of companies.
I just assumed he had wasted a lot of money too, though, because he's done wasteful things,
Yeah.
like going to visit some country and building a water park.
I mean,
there.
he's probably still. I feel like he's taken a lot of cut on, like, wasn't he? The Kardashians, wasn't he like on there for a few seasons?
I don't know.
So I feel like he would take a cut of that possibly.
Yeah. Was he on screen for? I
feel like he was for like the first few seasons. I feel like.
I mean, it makes sense that he would be being married to Kim. I never saw the show. That's interesting.
Yeah.
But $2 billion. Much of his fortune. Oh, it says here, much of his fortune comes from his Yeezy sneakers brand and partnerships with Gap and Adidas.
They've both cut ties with him.
Oh yeah. Everybody's going to cut ties with him. However, he severed business ties with Gap recently, and Adidas, maybe he was doing them a favor ahead of time. And Adidas said it's also reviewing its business relationship with him. JP Morgan Chase also cut ties with the rapper.
As they should. Even Trump has come out and said he's a little too crazy.
Trump said that?
Yeah,
Wow.
there's something I read the other day about it. Like one of his spokespersons said it.
Oh.
I want to know who Kanye's publicist is. I want to know how much they're getting paid to deal with this.
Yeah, I know.
You're constantly having to put out wildfires with this guy, and it's like,
Oh yeah.
I could never.
Yeah.
And a lot of these people, like a lot of these publicists, have to do with like multiple people. Like Logan Paul, there was a situation once when Logan Paul went through that thing a few years ago with the Suicide Forest video, where his publicist worked with him and The Rock. And The Rock and Logan were really close for a while, but
Yeah.
I guess The Rock decided to cut ties with Logan after that whole suicide thing. So, and I feel bad for a lot of publicists that have to deal with this stuff. It's a constant dumpster fire.
Yeah. Well, if you're working with somebody that famous, so you're getting a pretty good salary for it, you know.
I sure hope so. You got to be making six figures for me to put up with that. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It says here, Parler is one of several right-wing friendly platforms to emerge during the Trump era as the former president's supporters claim unfair treatment by Twitter and other apps. There's also Getter, which I forgot about, which is run by former Trump advisor Jason Miller, and Trump's own app, the ironically named Truth Social. I added the ironically named. That's not in the article. Whose parent company is under federal investigation as it seeks to go public. Conservative-friendly video platform Rumble went public last month.
Yeah, they went public with what's his face, the bald guy from like Croatia, Andrew Tate.
He's on that?
Yeah, he's like all over Rumble now.
Oh, okay. Well, it doesn't surprise me.
He's a character.
Yeah, he's
a character. I don't know how to feel about him.
I just learned a lot about him recently, and my impressions are not positive.
But at the same time, a lot of these clips that we're seeing are cut up.
Yeah, he seems to be he seems to be a rape apologist, which is a pretty big turnoff to me.
Yeah.
You know, he seems to think that that's okay.
Yeah.
That's a problem. It says Parler, which initially launched in 2018, was swept up in controversy last year over the role it played in the January 6th riots at the Capitol building that led to a slew of tech companies, including Google and Amazon, to blacklist the service, rendering its app and website inaccessible. Oh, that's right. I'd forgotten about that. I think it was completely down for a while. In September, however, Google reinstated the app on its Play Store, stating the company changed some of its content moderation policies and enforcement. Apple restored the app on its App Store platform earlier in April 2021. I didn't realize that. Parler has sought to reduce its dependence on technologies from other firms by establishing its own cloud infrastructure in-house. The company set up a new parent company in September called Parliament Technologies, aimed at providing its own cloud service for online businesses. The future is uncancelable, the company said at the time. Kanye and Parler's parent company expect to finalize the deal before the end of the year, the company said. The terms of the deal include tech support for Parler from its parent company, as well as use of its private cloud services. After Kanye's suspension from Instagram, the rapper turned to Twitter, posting for the first time since 2020, quote, "Look at this, Mark. How you gone kick me off Instagram," unquote, he wrote, referring to Mark Zuckerberg.
And then there was a photo. There was a photo of him, Zuckerberg, and a few other people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was wondering about that photo, and then then I realized he got kicked off Instagram. His Instagram, though, he was constantly wilding about it, and then his like publicist or whatever, whoever ran his Instagram, would go delete that post. But by that time, it'd be screenshotted and posted like everywhere.
Yeah.
On like all social media like channels. It's like, dude, there's not much you can do.
Yeah. It says Elon Musk, a friend of Kanye's, responded saying, "Welcome back to Twitter, my friend." West was then locked out of his Twitter account for a violation of its policies, after which Musk tweeted he had talked to him and, quote, "expressed my concerns about his recent tweet, which I think he took to heart," unquote. Musk is currently pursuing an acquisition of Twitter. Well, I think he's in control of it now, right? Because he already reinstated Trump, I believe.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. I know he didn't want to buy it, but then he was forced to buy it.
Yeah.
I think even Elon Musk is getting sick of Kanye, which is crazy. Which is crazy because you look at Elon and you're like, oh, he just says a lot of wild stuff.
Oh, yeah. It says here, Musk is currently pursuing I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. That takeover was revived last week after the Tesla CEO said he would buy the social media platform at the $54.20 a share price they initially agreed on in April, $54.20 per share. The billionaire, who calls himself a free speech absolutist, has said he wants to make Twitter a digital town square that promotes free expression. Commenting on the agreement Monday, Parliament Technology CEO George Farmer said, quote, "It will change the world and change the way the world thinks about free speech. Ye is making a groundbreaking move into the free speech media space and will never have to fear being removed from social media again. Once again, he proves that he is one step ahead of the legacy media narrative."
He gets voted out of that.
Yeah.
He gets voted out as president of Parler. Well, damn, how'd that happen?
Yeah. Oh, here we go. And this guy, Farmer, what was his first name? George Farmer. It says here, Farmer is married to American conservative activist Candace Owens, one of Ye's advocates on social media. He is also the son of Michael Farmer, a British conservative politician who sits in the upper chamber of the UK Parliament. George Farmer was named CEO of the conservative-leaning social app in May of last year after a dispute between its early investor Rebecca Mercer and ex-Parler chief John Matsey led to Matsey's ousting. Mercer, the heiress daughter of hedge fund billionaire Robert Mercer, is Parler's controlling shareholder. So I guess she's in control, like she's in charge then ultimately. If she's a controlling shareholder, she can be the one, if Kanye gets a little carried away, he can, she's the one who can say, that's, we've had enough of you, Kanye, I guess. I don't know, unless, I don't know how this all works, but my
Seems
goodness.
like it's going to be an utter disaster.
Yes. Well,
none of these platforms do good. Like, you just don't. There was a competitor to YouTube that I had joined and I was supposed to make money off of for a while there, and I was only posting on there back in COVID.
Yeah.
Because it was founded by a former YouTuber who had a lot of subscribers.
Oh.
I never got paid from that, and I was like, yo, I'm pulling 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 views a video here.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I'm not making upwards of $100, that's fine. I still want to see some type of monetization. If you're running ads on my videos,
it's tough. There's let's see, as far as alternatives to YouTube. So there's Rumble, which I'm on, even though I don't fit in, obviously. But I started putting my show on there because I kept getting dinged. I don't put this show on YouTube anymore unless I go an entire show without talking about one of the two subjects that I kept getting dinged for, even though I was saying the opposite of what I would have been dinged for, because if you spread misinformation about COVID, you get dinged for that. But I push back against all the anti-vaxxer, COVID denier nonsense, right? And if you push election denialism, then they ding you for that. But I push back against that too.
When you get into politics, that's such a crooked situation over at YouTube.
I know what happens. I mean, this is my theory. The bots pick it up, right? A bot picks up that I'm talking about that subject, and then the bot misunderstands that I'm saying the opposite of what the bot thinks I am, and then I get flagged.
Yeah.
And then my hope was, when this first started happening to me on YouTube, that when I appeal it, an actual human will reveal it and say, oh no, he's not pushing election conspiracy theories, he's debunking them. Okay, cool. But I think what happens is I just get another bot. I mean, obviously, YouTubers with thousands of subscribers and these enormous audiences, they do that stuff all the time. But I'm sure if you have a big enough audience and you're generating revenue, that you can get an actual human to look at what you're doing. You know what I mean? But somebody, a small fry like me, I just get another bot who says, oh, nope, he mentioned the 2020 election, so nope, we're just going to leave violation in place.
I'm not gonna trash on YouTube. I can't, because if I go back there and then
well, yeah,
it's gonna look real bad. We're gonna have to clip this in a few years.
But so I started putting the show on Rumble and BitChute. That's another free alternative to YouTube. There's Daily Motion, which has been around forever, and yet a lot of people don't know about it.
They're big on Snapchat and stuff like that. Breaking news on Snapchat and stuff like that. The way they put out their content. Yeah,
but there's a lot of stuff on there. And it's just like YouTube, except, well, you can't comment on anything on Daily Motion either. But it's a good site. So I put the show there. And there's also Odyssey, which I gave up on pretty quickly because I didn't like it. It just was a hassle.
Yeah.
Odyssey was a hassle. So there are alternatives.
What was it? Vimeo.
Vimeo. I have a Vimeo account still. But that only gives you so much storage unless you want to pay for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Problem with that. Yeah. Whereas the other ones are completely free. BitChute and Rumble and Daily Motion, they're all free, and YouTube is free. 603-250-6007 is the number.
You too.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Well, they can, yes. 603-250-6007. Yep, it's all about that monetization.
That's right. If I was making money off Instagram, I'd be making 94 cents a month.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. What's crazy was I made a post about Instagram last night on my Instagram. I made I tagged Instagram in one of my stories, and I was like, Instagram, you want to give me tips on how to, fix my engagement? Because it was getting to the point where I was only reaching 20 accounts on my stories.
Yeah.
I'm like, how is this a situation? I'll go back today. I'll go back to it right now. I don't know how this happened, but I'm reaching about 400 accounts. And I'm like, oh, damn, now I look real stupid.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do I have almost 1,000 followers, right? But my engagement, I'm reaching 3.7 thousand accounts in the last 30 days off of my videos and stuff like that. I'm pulling 1,000 views a video almost right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I go down to my photos, right? And I go look at my likes. I'm getting 28 likes
Yeah.
on my most recent photo, which was 3 days ago.
Yeah.
One before that, I got 30. Videos, I don't get it. I don't get it. That's not even 20% of my following. And I'm like, what am I doing wrong? And it's like, I'm following the algorithm.
Right.
Or attempting to follow the ever-changing algorithm. They're always doing something, and they're starting to be real picky because they can, because of like the clientele they have on Instagram.
Yeah.
And the same thing with TikTok. TikTok, I don't know what to do. I'm torn between, just trashing it and just being like, all right, I'm done with it, which would be real stupid because
Yeah.
I still think they have another 18 to 24 months of being popping. I really do.
Really?
I do. I think they'll die out after. So the same thing happened with Musical.ly, which was what TikTok used to be.
Musical.ly?
Yes. So TikTok used to be what was called Musical.ly.
Oh.
Then a company bought out Musical.ly, renamed it TikTok, did a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh.
Yep. This was 2015. It was back when Musical.ly was huge.
Oh.
With kids my age.
Huh.
And so, like, I don't think it'll be popping for much longer. But at the same time, I could be very wrong.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to predict.
Yeah. But it's just like, I'm pulling, I see my engagement slowly crawling upwards, but then tanking. And it's like, it's the tanking that worries me. Because I'm just like, am I being shadow banned? Like, what's going on here? You know?
Are you just not posting enough? Like, how often do you...
I post at least 4 times a week.
Okay. That's pretty consistent.
But I also don't want to repost the same content from when I played at the GOAT for like 2 weeks after that. I was posting the content from the GOAT.
Yeah.
I don't want to post that all the time now.
Yeah.
Because people are going to get sick of that, I feel.
Right.
Like on TikTok, I'm reaching... My most recent video got 629 views.
Yeah.
Like, what is this?
Melanie La Liberty from the great state of Vermont in the chat room, she says, I get 5,000 views on my DJ videos. By the way...
I get votes on my website.
You get what?
I don't know. I was thinking of something to come back with.
Voting has recommenced for the next Face of Horror. If you'd like to,
and I won.
Vote for Melanie. You did. Wow.
Yeah, I won.
Wow. Look at you.
I didn't even need any votes.
Wow. See, you don't even need was it Instagram you were talking about a minute ago, or
yes,
TikTok?
it was both.
See, you don't even need Instagram and Twitter. Look at you.
I know, I'm big leagues over here.
But please vote for Melanie. Let's continue to support her in that. And of course, it's for a great cause. And Melanie, as always, feel free to drop the link into the chat room and share it to the page too, if you'd like. Alex Whiteley says, it's mad how short people's memories are, though. Not long ago, we were talking about Ezra Miller's sex trafficking allegations. Now that's gone. Seems like we're all just waiting for the next celebrity to do the next dumb thing. Yeah, it's always been that way, though.
Seems about right.
Yeah, that's nothing new, though. It's always been that way.
Yeah.
Oh, and Melanie did drop the link in there. Thank you, Melanie. And somebody else said something too. Oh, Crystal, our friend from Illinois, says, didn't Kanye cut ties with Gap because he was mad at them for getting pissed at how he chose to display clothing line with trash bags or something?
Yeah, something like that. I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't remember that. Oh, now I'm curious, though. I'm going to look that up really quickly.
He's just a loose cannon.
Yes, he is. Kanye West.
I mean, hey, I don't know whether or not what to think of Kim, because, she divorced him and then started dating Pete Davidson.
It's funny, if I type in on Google Kanye West Gap, it autofills Kanye West Gap trash bags.
Which is probably, yeah.
Let's see, there's something here from the New York Post from just a couple months ago, a few months ago in August. Kanye West, Gap mocked for Yeezy trash bag collection. It says here, Kanye West. Let me scroll back up here. I don't like their website. Ooh, it's not very friendly. Kanye West, who said last week he's inspired by the homeless, is reportedly selling his new fashion collection out of what look like trash bags. Well, why is that funny, Christian? Who hasn't said that at one point or another? Inspired by the homeless.
No, it's Kanye, man. It says
a viral tweet. Well, they because they remind him that he has $2 billion, and that makes him that inspires him. A viral tweet taken by a shopper that showed West's Yeezy Gap collection haphazardly. I don't know why this is funny to me. Haphazardly spilling out of black bags has sparked a backlash from some fans. The tweet said, quote, "This is how they are selling Yeezy Gap." The sales associate said, "Ye got mad when he saw they had it on hangers, and this is how he wanted it. They won't help you find your size, too. You just have to dig through everything." I don't know why that's so funny to me, but
because
it is.
I can just imagine Kanye walking into a store, walking into Gap in the mall or something, goes to the store. He leaves the store, comes back with a box of trash bags, construction trash bags, starts just ripping them off the hangers. Store manager comes up, "Sir, what are you doing?" "This is my brand. This is my partnership. I want it the way I want it. Okay, I want it in a trash bag. It's going to stay in a trash bag. Get it off these dirty hangers."
Sway comes up to him and asks him, and he goes, "You don't have the answers, Sway. These go in trash bags." That would be great. The user... "He's going trash bags, Sway. You don't have the answers." The user later tweeted, "Do you guys think Kanye is mad at me?" One commenter wrote, how do you even say this?
Balenciaga.
Balenciaga, thank you. Balenciaga and Kanye's fetish with the homeless as fashion muses. It's everything that is wrong with billionaires.
It is. Balenciaga literally released a trash bag for $2,000.
Really?
Yeah, and now they're trying to do chip bags, and it's the worst. What is fashion nowadays, man? I don't even know.
What did you just say? Do I have to dump that?
No, I said Balenciaga. I said no.
What kind of bags?
Trash
Chip?
bags.
Did you say chip?
Yes, chip bags.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure what you said.
Now you're making me second guess myself. Don't do that.
No. I think I heard you correctly. I was just making sure. I'm paranoid. Yeah.
Paranoid every time I come into the studio because we don't know what's going to come out of my mouth.
Yeah, you're usually pretty good. Everyone's usually pretty good. It's rare that I have to actually hit the dump button.
We should get Kanye on here.
Yeah.
Pretty soon that's what he's going to be reduced to.
Yeah, it says, Balenciaga.
Goes to get on Fox and he's not even allowed on Fox.
Balenciaga, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Balenciaga and Kanye's fetish with the homeless as fashion muses. It's everything that is wrong with billionaires. They no longer see the plight of people. They don't see humans that are suffering. They see opportunities to be edgy and profit from it. It's disgusting, unquote. That's a good observation, actually. That's pretty solid.
It's messed up, but I'm sorry.
That's pretty
it's
solid.
Kanye, so
Oh, God, there's a picture here, too.
Yeah. You like that fashionable trash bag you want to wear?
Wow.
You want to wear that?
Wow. That is wild.
I think that's stylish. I'd buy it personally.
Well, it's got handles on it, so
Exactly.
it makes it easier to carry. Wow, that is something.
You go to school.
That is
I got my Balenciaga trash bag. Hold on, let me get my social studies book out of it.
That is amazing. Another commenter online wrote, "Fishing a $240 hoodie out of a garbage bag." I didn't know about this. This is bizarre. I mean, it's funny, but it's bizarre.
What was it? More recently, who was it? Kanye was on this show called Drink Champs.
Yeah.
It's on like Revolt. It's like on YouTube. They took it down yesterday. They took down the interview because it was that interview where Kanye said some wild stuff about George Floyd, saying that he died of fentanyl and stuff like that.
I heard that, yeah.
And so now George Floyd's family wants to sue Kanye, and they're gonna win.
Yeah.
They're gonna win that.
Yeah. I did hear that, yeah.
take half his net worth for me.
Well, the thing is, I think again, I think Candace Owens is, his buddy there. I think she actually intimated at one point that, that George Floyd, she took on, I don't even want to say it. It's so horrifying, but I think that might be the Candace Owens influence. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, but no, they took that down, and now they got the hosts of that show are getting like backlash from people. Oh, we understand what Kanye's saying, blah, blah, blah. It's not right, but you shouldn't limit his right to free speech. What right to free speech?
Well,
he's trashing on Jews. He's trashing on dead people.
Yeah.
He's racist. When does it stop?
Yeah. I mean, he has a right to say what he says, but it's not.
No, he doesn't.
Well, he does, but it's not free speech without consequences. There are consequences for what he says. He has a right to say whatever he wants to, but the consequences is the whole world is eventually going to hate him.
You don't have a human right to be a POS.
Well,
and that's what he is.
Well, you have a right, but there's consequences for that, and that everyone will ultimately hate you if that's the path you choose. I mean, eventually he's going to run out of friends.
Listen,
and he's going to run out of defenders, and
He made that song called Gold Digger, and I'm trying to make a joke out of it, but now I can't think about it. But now he's not. It shouldn't be Gold Digger anymore. He should make a song called Clout Chaser.
Oh yeah,
it's like that's literally what he is. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
He says anything to stay in the headlines.
Yeah. Do you think that's what it is?
How long have we done this? How long have we been doing this with him? What, he ran for president, or was... yeah, I don't even know what to call that, actually.
I don't think he got on the ballot in most places. No, he wasn't. Or anywhere, yeah. Yeah. It says here another shopper who took a picture at a different store said the clothes there were folded and the employees helped find sizes, but the clothes appeared to be still in bags. Another commenter said he was mad at the, quote, general pretentiousness that Ye made a weird demand from on his insanity throne. So now everyone has to rummage through bags for an hour to find your size.
I would just not buy it at that point.
Yeah, exactly. It's all performative and annoying. Finally, another one said, finally, something to satisfy my instinct to burrow. A commenter who said he saw the same display at a store in Houston wrote, as a former visuals manager, I can say this would make me quit my job if I were still on the visuals team. One person who disagreed said, quote, no wonder you are the former manager because they can't see the creative vision. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I didn't know about that. Thank you for bringing that to our attention, Crystal. I did not know that story.
To Kanye's publicist, you might need to take a pay cut, but you can come work for me. To the little bit I have.
Right.
But listen, we're building this from the ground up over here.
Yeah.
I promise you, I won't say none of the wild stuff Kanye says, and I'll make your job so much easier.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
But I won't be able to pay you six figures.
Right.
Yeah, at least. Once we start hitting start making a profit, we can talk.
Crystal says in the chat, wonder if Kanye was channeling Joan Crawford. In the Gap. No wire hangers. That's from Mommy Dearest, the movie Mommy Dearest. No wire hangers. And Melanie says, why does Christian hate the Constitution? Oh, because you said Kanye doesn't have a...
Who said that?
She's saying, why do you... She's kidding, but she's saying, why do you hate the Constitution? Because you said Kanye doesn't have a right to free speech.
Doesn't have a right to be a POS.
Yeah, well, he does, but then we all have a right to judge him as such.
Okay, sure.
And it will eventually get to a point where no one will do business with him ever again. I mean, he's going to run out of, unless he can make a go of Parler. But I'm skeptical. Let's look at this. Well, let me give the number, and then we'll look at what Ron had brought to our attention. 603-250-6007 is the number, 603-250-6007. You can also text me at 617-917-4476. Tweet me at Matt Connarton, or send an email to matt@mattconnerton.com. And I might be on Parler soon, just for the hell of it, just to have a look at what's...
Matt, take it back.
Maybe I should.
Take it back.
I think about signing up for these sites just to see the insanity and then like go in there and troll everybody.
Dude, honestly, I bet you, actually, on second thought, do it because I want to see that.
I'll make my profile pick Joe Biden. They'll lose their minds.
Joe Biden looks verified.
Yeah. That'd be great. Yeah, this is what Ron was talking about, and this is being reported everywhere. Insider.com has it. Trump organization charged Secret Service exorbitant rates of up to $1,185 per night and over $1.4 million total, according to a House Oversight Committee. Some key points from this. A top House Democrat says the Trump organization massively overcharged the Secret Service. Representative Carolyn B. Maloney wrote to the agency's director to request more information on money spent at Trump properties. Maloney said the committee found that the Secret Service spent more than $1.4 million at properties owned by the former president. Let's see. It says here, Maloney cited one instance where the Secret Service spent as much as $1,185 per room in the now defunct Trump International Hotel in Washington. There are government regulations about spending on lodging requirements that the Democrat suggests were clearly ignored. Maloney wrote in a letter to Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle, quote, "The exorbitant rates charged to the Secret Service and agents' frequent stays at Trump-owned properties raised significant concerns about the former president's self-dealing and may have resulted in a taxpayer-funded windfall for former President Trump's struggling businesses," unquote. Maloney said her panel found evidence of at least 40 different occasions where the Secret Service was charged in excess of the government rate. The New York Democrat said this occurred despite Eric Trump, who the president left in charge of his namesake company, along with Donald Trump Jr., claiming that government employees who traveled with the then president, quote, "stay at our properties for free," unquote. I think that was debunked a long time ago, actually. Eric Trump, in response to this news, claimed that the company would have, quote, been substantially better off if hospitality services were sold to full-paying guests, unquote. He also said in a statement, quote, "President Trump funded the vast majority of his campaign with hundreds of millions of dollars of his own money and turned away billions of dollars in real estate deals worldwide after winning the Republican primary. Furthermore, any services rendered to the United States Secret Service or other government agencies at Trump-owned properties were at their request and were either provided at cost, heavily discounted, or for free," unquote. Democrats repeatedly assailed Trump's private business during his time in office and raised questions about whether its continuing existence ran afoul of the Constitution, the emoluments clause, of course. Trump rarely golfed, let alone stayed away from one of his properties. He spent significant time at his resort in Bedminster, New Jersey, and his Mar-a-Lago club in Florida. At one point, Trump considered hosting the G7, hosting the G7 summit, a major gathering of world leaders at his Doral Golf Resort, before bipartisan criticism forced him to reverse. The Trump organization did not immediately respond to a request for comment. The Washington Post first reported the news of Maloney's probe. So there you go. I remember at the time hearing rumblings of that, but now there is an actual probe.
Didn't he get subpoenaed? Yeah, or is he getting subpoenaed?
Yes. So
just to walk in and plead the fifth on every question.
Yeah. Well, so they have moved. The January 6th committee has moved to subpoena the president. But what will happen is, I mean, it's not going to happen. He's not going to come and testify. He'll. First of all, at the end of the term, that committee will, the Republicans will be in control of the House most likely next term, and so that committee goes away. And his legal team will just appeal it anyway. So there's no chance of You're
not going to see him in the White House again for a while.
Oh well, hopefully never.
I mean, yeah, of course. And so some deranged Republican.
Crystal in the chat room says they were overcharged, but did the Secret Service actually pay that bill in full, or did they pay the set amount allowed? Oh, that's a good question. Happens with Medicare, Medicaid all the time with hospitals. Government only pays what they want to versus what was actually billed to them. That's an interesting question, Crystal. I don't know. Scott Robinson joins us in the chat. Hello, Scott. Well, we are at the top of the hour, so we will get to a break. Are you sticking around for hour number 2?
No, my phone's at like 3%. I gotta go home. He's dead.
You don't have your charger with you?
Nope.
All right.
Gotta love it.
So you are, so your next show is Saturday at the Goat?
Nope, Friday. As it stands.
Friday.
As it stands, from what I've heard from every party involved, I will be at the Goat Friday.
Friday.
But there's always a 10% chance I'll magically just be told, hey, we're gonna, scratch this idea.
Well,
last second.
It does seem like you often do get shows at the last second.
It does. For example, the Goat. Last time I was there, lined down to the arena.
Yes.
At the last second, I got that show. Get there early. Don't hit me to skip the line. Just don't do that, because I will not answer you.
Right.
I'll leave you undelivered.
That's right.
Because it's not my job to get you in. It's my job to play the music.
That's
get
right.
There early.
You have to, you have to draw some boundaries when it comes to that type of thing. Absolutely. All right, so we're going to get to a break. I'm going to play this track, Fury, by the band Edgewise. Those guys are going to be here on Thursday, and I think they're bringing in a couple of acoustic guitars to do a little set for us. And they're going to be in promoting their big show Friday night at the Angel City Music Hall. So we'll play this. We'll show some love to our amazing sponsors. I'll be back with hour number 2. Reckless, thank you again. Don't forget to see DJ Reckless this weekend at the Goat. And I will talk to you all in a few minutes.
brand new day for me too. I'm capsized with an overflowing feeling of what's in store today. Oh yeah. Because things are looking up for me, and there's so much more that I wanna see. The breeze, the breath, the air, it feels so new. And there's a person that I wanna be, and it's so much more than you'll ever see. And these are just a few words to make it true. Why I ain't with you. Oh yeah. Why I ain't with you. Well, his eyes seem bright. He could tell a story with one look, and it's looking up for me. I don't know why I didn't feel this way before, but now my eyes are open wide, and things are looking up for me, and there's so much more that I wanna see. The breeze, the breath, the air, it feels so new. And there's a person that I wanna be, and it's so much more than you'll ever see. And these are just a few words to make it true. Why with you? Yeah. Why with you? Yeah, yeah. Well, baby, we had a good time, but there's something else that's on my mind. It justifies the reasons that we're through. And why with you? Yeah, yeah. Why with you? Yeah, yeah. Because things are looking up for me, and there's so much more that I wanna see. The breeze, the breath, the air, well, it feels so new. And there's a person that I wanna be, and it's so much more than you'll ever see. And these are just a few words to make it true. Why I ain't with you. Oh yeah. Why I ain't with you. Because things are looking up. Things are looking up, baby. Things are looking up. Oh yeah. Oh, 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 oh. For you, darling, for you, darling, oh. Why I ain't with you. Oh yeah.
Come on down to the Hop Knot at 1000 Elm Street, Manchester's premier craft beer and gourmet pretzel bar. Tell us more, Trudy.
We make our dough fresh every day. We make a variety of styles of pretzels and serve craft beer, cocktails, and a few bottles of wine. We do the traditional pretzel, and we have multiple flavors for that. We also do stuffed pretzels, pretzel sandwiches, 3 dessert pretzels, and pretzel knots.
The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Clemento's Pizzeria, family friendly, awesome for a date night. Clemento's Pizzeria.
For delivery, call 603-782-8450.
Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town.
175 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Best cocktails around.
Come in as friends and leave as family.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
WMNH, rip the knob off.
Welcome back, everybody. We are well in hour number 2, numero dos of Matt Connarton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester, and hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all of your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. Today is Tuesday, October 18, 2022. Just a quick programming note. On Thursday of this week, I will be joined in studio by members of the band Edgewise, and I think they're going to do a little acoustic set for us, which will be a lot of fun. And they've got the big show coming up Friday night at Angel City Music Hall right here in Manchester. Looking forward to that. Next week, Otto Kinzel from the band Dust Prophet is going to be joining us in studio. I'm not sure yet what day, but really looking forward to that. Otto and I used to be in a band together, and we've done a lot of work together too in the music industry, but we actually played in a band together called Chemical Distance. We had a song called Red Queen's Race, which is pretty well known around these parts, and I've played it on the show too. But so Otto's been in a lot of bands, but he's been with Dust Prophet for quite a few years now. And they do great stuff. I've played some of their tunes on the show. But Otto's going to be in here next week, and we're going to be talking about, of course, the big show November 4th coming up at Jewel here in Manchester. Swarmy Fest, headlined by the band Sepsis, and they've been on recently. And I think they're going to pop back into one of these days before November 4th rolls around. So there's a lot going on, a lot coming up. Lots of music and, of course, lots of news and politics and all of that. That is never ending, obviously. But 603-250-6007 is the number, 603-250-6007. If you would like to join me today. Of course, you can also text me at 617-917-4476. Tweet me at Matt Connarton or send an email to matt@mattconnerton.com. And, of course, you can interact and opine in the Facebook live chat. But the best thing to do so that we can hear and fully enjoy your dulcet tones is to give us a call at 603-250-6007. By the way, the songs that I played during the break, going into the break, I played a little Fury by the band Edgewise. I just mentioned they're going to be here on Thursday. And then I played a song I really like a lot that I've featured on the program before, Why I Ain't With You by Ali Beaudry. And Ali Beaudry is scheduled to perform live at the Hop Knot on Friday night from 7 to 9 p.m. The Hop Knot, one of our amazing sponsors. And they have live music every Friday night. And this week it is Ali Beaudry on the schedule. So you can check that out. I encourage that. Again, 603-250-6007 is the number, 603-250-6007. Hey, I know we talked a lot about Kanye West, and just a couple other quick things, just kind of put a button on that for the day, and then I do want to get some other things, get on to some other things in the second hour of the show. But just a couple of things that popped up. Mediaite has a story, and this raises an interesting question. We were talking about the news breaking today that Kanye, or actually it might have broken yesterday, but there's more. We're learning more about it today. Kanye West is going to be purchasing Parler, or is attempting to purchase the right-wing site Parler, which has not gotten off to a terribly auspicious start, but he's going to buy it, I guess, from Candace Owens' husband. But it raises an important question. So on Fox News, or maybe Fox Business, yeah, this is actually from Fox Business, and might be able to actually play the audio of this because I'm very curious. But Stuart Varney was questioning, I forget his name now. This guy, what's his name? Not Jeff Farmer, something Farmer. Candace Owens' husband. George Farmer, that's his name. Stuart Varney was questioning George Farmer about, well, if Kanye's buying into Parler because he is the CEO, what will Kanye be able to just post on there freely, whatever he wants to in terms of anti-Semitic comment and content, as we have gotten from Kanye recently. I do have the audio of this. Let's listen to this. I've not heard this ahead of time, so I'll be hearing this with all of you for the first time. Here we go.
George, are you going to go for total free speech? And if so, does that include allowing anti-Semitic posts like the ones that got Ye locked out of Twitter?
Well, thanks for the question, Stuart. I want to take it back to a higher level here, which is at what point do we censor speech? Parler has always maintained its community guidelines, which have been very clear. We don't allow for pornography, we don't allow for financial doxing, we don't allow for intellectual property theft. But as soon as you start drawing distinctions as to what is and isn't hate speech, you sit yourself in the seat of power as to what can be put online and what can't be put online. And that's where we've ended up with the problem with existing social media now, which does overtly censor speech, and that's the problem. So once you start deciding where that scale is going to be set, you're in a world of trouble.
Yeah, but you got to tell us what's going to happen here. I mean, we all want free speech, but do we all want anti-Semitism writ large on Parler?
Well, I mean, I don't think Ye has given any indication that that's going to be the case. I mean, he's obviously wants a platform for his voice. This is what he's now got. There are plenty of platforms out there which will censor speech.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, George, but is this what we can expect? He takes over, takes control, and starts making anti-Semitic comments. I mean, that is entirely possible, isn't it?
I mean, the platform will continue to adhere to its community guidelines as outlined in its terms of service. That's always been very clear, and we will continue to adhere to the guidelines that we've put out and which have allowed us to operate freely within the confines of the law. So I don't expect that to change. Obviously, in the end of the day, and when the deal is complete and when he has control of the platform, he'll be able to make those decisions for himself. He will ultimately be the controller. Obviously, I, as CEO of Parliament Technologies, the service provider behind Parler, will not be involved in the day-to-day decisions like that.
So in other words, and good for Stuart Varney for really pressing him on that question. And I think we did get an answer. And the answer is, George Farmer as CEO, it's going to be, this is going to be Kanye West's new toy to play with. So it'll ultimately be up to Kanye West what's allowable. So the answer is yes. He'll be able to post whatever he wants to. There won't be anyone who's in a position to tell him no. And I would remind you, and we discussed this last week on the show, Candace Owens, shamefully in my view, no offense to anyone listening who might be a fan of hers, and I know there's someone who listens who likes Candace Owens, but I don't like her. Candace Owens, shamefully, in my view, defended Kanye. And I forget if we played the audio or I think I just read the text of it. Her defense of him, and they're buddies, they're besties. Her defense of him was, well, he didn't say anything promoting violence, or he didn't say anything promoting the idea that we should have another Holocaust against Jewish people. So there's nothing to be offended by. So her standard for what would be considered offensive and unacceptable is, you can be as anti-Semitic as you want to be, as long as you're not actually calling for violence or the killing of Jewish people. Anything up to that is perfectly fine, and we're all just very silly for being offended. That seems to be her position. By the way, I think the only thing, I don't know if she really believes that in her heart, but I can tell you, I do believe the only reason she would say something so preposterous and if you watch the video of it, I mean, I watched a little bit of it. I watched as much as I could stand. I mean, just watching her just sort of rhetorically tie herself into a pretzel, trying to convince not only the audience, but I suppose trying to convince herself that there was nothing offensive about what Kanye West said. I mean, it's I can't imagine she would be doing that for any other reason other than their friendship, which apparently is also, I mean, there is a business arrangement attached to this, right? Because George Farmer, the CEO of Parler, is her husband. So, it all comes down to business in the end, I suppose, right? But I cannot imagine that, I mean, because if you think about somebody like Candace Owens or Ben Shapiro, another example, Ben Shapiro, to his credit, he did condemn Kanye's comments as well, but he kind of did it softly, like, he sort of tried to use the, he is mentally ill, so we have to keep that in mind. So he kind of softly condemned, whereas Candace just went on a full-on defense. But these same people, I would just remind everybody, if somebody like Ilhan Omar or Rashida Tlaib even so much as sneeze during one of the high holidays, they cannot wait to tell you how horrible and anti-Semitic they are. But Kanye West says something blatantly, genuinely anti-Semitic, a series of things at this point, and Candace Owens justifies it, says it's not offensive at all, and Ben Shapiro, like I said, he did condemn the comments, but made it clear he doesn't want to go too hard because Kanye is a conservative, or seems to be on some issues at least, and so he doesn't want to be too critical. So the dynamics of that are interesting, but good for Stuart Varney for really pressing George Farmer on the issue. And then the other thing quickly on that, and then we will move on, I promise, but I think this is what Christian was referring to. I didn't know what, when DJ Reckless was here, he was referring to a picture that I think he, unless it's a completely different picture, I think he might have misspoken, because he said something about a picture with Kanye and Mark Zuckerberg. But I think when he said Zuckerberg, he might have been actually thinking of Elon Musk, because this popped up on Insider. Elon Musk posts and then deletes a meme showing him, Trump, and Kanye West as the three musketeers, each with their own social network. Elon Musk deleted a series of tweets about Kanye West's Parler purchase. Musk tweeted a meme that showed himself, Donald Trump, and Kanye as the three musketeers on Tuesday. If Musk and Kanye close their deals, all three men will have their own social media sites. And just as a little bit of a descriptor here, it says, in the most recent tweet, Musk posted headshots of himself, the rapper, and the former president superimposed over the characters from the three musketeers. What's more, at the tip of each figure's sword, the names of each of their respective social media companies is listed, from Parler to Truth Social and Musk's own mysterious X platform. The billionaire recently made a U-turn on his decision to purchase Twitter, but he has hinted he could either turn Twitter into X or launch an entirely new platform. I don't know anything about that, about X. If Musk goes through with the Twitter purchase later this month, and if Kanye West closes his deal to purchase Parler, all three billionaires will have their own social media sites. In retrospect, it was inevitable, Musk tweeted. So showing some solidarity there with the former president and with Kanye West. Trump also, by the way, making some anti-Semitic comments. By the way, but put that aside for the moment. The tweet came only a few hours after Musk deleted a previous post that appeared to support Ye's Parler purchase, and even potentially hinted at future collaboration between Parler and Twitter. They kind of, now, I haven't been on Parler, but I think Parler, isn't it set up like Twitter? Isn't it supposed to be like a conservative Twitter, or is it more like a conservative Facebook? I'm not even sure. I signed up years ago for something called Gab, which is like I'm not a conservative, but Gab was supposed to be like a conservative Twitter. And I think I still have the accounts because I still get notifications. Like, this was like 10 years ago that I signed up for it, and then I just never did anything with it. And every once in a while, I'll get a notifications in the email address assigned to that account saying, don't forget to complete your profile. And it's like, guys, it's been like a decade. I'm not going to complete the profile. I should just close the account. Anyway, all right, that's enough. That's enough about that. Now, let me. I do want to kind of go across the pond. I don't know if Alex Whiteley is still with us listening, but Liz Truss. This is a pretty interesting story. I don't pay that much attention to UK politics because American politics is so damn fascinating, but this is pretty interesting to me. But let me give the number again. 603-250-6007 is the studio line. 603-250-6007 if you'd like to join us. But NPR is reporting, and again, this is everywhere today, the UK's Liz Truss hangs on by a thread as party members call for her ouster. She's been in for a very short time now, Liz Truss, replacing Boris Johnson. His own party wanted Boris Johnson out, and the Conservative Party in the UK, and now they want Liz Truss out. It was even a conservative who created the meme, with Liz Truss and a head of lettuce, which will last longer, Liz Truss or this head of lettuce. It says here, but by the way, I am going to say something nice about Liz Truss, though, and I'm genuine too, not me being flippant. Something I do want to genuinely compliment on her on, and some of you might know what that is, but might be able to predict what that is. What I'm going to say, but let's look at this. After a bruising first 6 weeks in office, only 6 weeks. Britain's still very new Prime Minister Liz Truss is having to bat away repeated questions about her future at number 10 Downing Street. After serving as a cabinet minister for more than a decade under 3 predecessors, Truss took office September 6th at the end of a long leadership campaign to replace Boris Johnson, who had resigned amid a swirl of scandals centered on poor judgment. And Boris Johnson said, "Hasta la vista, baby," to the parliament. But the vast majority of economic vision, I mean, he literally said that. That was kind of cool. I kind of like that. A lot of people mocked him for that. I thought it was kind of fun. Kind of a fun way to go out. I think Reagan did that too, didn't he, in his final speech to the nation before leaving office? No, I'm kidding. But the vast majority of economic vision that won her support from tens of thousands of grassroots Conservative Party members now lies in tatters. And remember, over there, and John Hopwood has explained this to us in some detail, how their system works, and I think he prefers their system. But over there, it's not like here where, we elect a president. I mean, granted, we don't, we elect electors, actually, who then vote, but without getting into all of that. In the UK, the controlling party gets to pick the prime minister. So you don't vote directly for prime minister. And again, we don't vote directly for president here because of the electoral college system. But again, putting that aside, but in the UK, it's the party who chooses their prime minister. So they chose to push out Boris Johnson, but because they're still the party in control, and this is kind of an oversimplification, but like I said, I don't understand it all the way that John Hopwood does. He's really, if he comes in this week, we'll discuss this with him further, and he can explain more. But so they get to choose. They chose Liz Truss, I guess, but she's not particularly popular. So I don't know how she got them to choose her. Maybe they thought she'd be a good choice, and then 6 weeks. It's only been 6 weeks in. And they seem to want her out already. Her own party wants her out. It says here, the vast majority of economic vision that won her support from tens of... Oh, I read that already. I'm sorry. All right. Continuing on. So she replaced the finance chief with a leadership rival. She fired her first finance minister, Kwasi Kwarteng, last Friday. Since then, she has had to watch his replacement, Jeremy Hunt, who is a familiar name. We've heard of him before. I forget if he ran for prime minister at one point, but definitely familiar vaguely with Jeremy Hunt from previous political discussions about the UK. Jeremy Hunt, a former leadership rival she appointed to the second most powerful post in government, publicly tear down a series of proposals that she had insisted were critical to Britain's long-term economic growth prospects. That's one of the things that is so fascinating about this to me. And again, American politics is usually much more interesting, and that's where I live, so I focus on that. But this is fascinating to me. So she picked him. She appointed him to that position only for him to turn around and say that her ideas of what she wanted to do, and she had this sort of libertarian vision of reducing tax rates drastically and but that'll be fine because there's this idea. It's, libertarian economic, I guess, what's the Austrian economics, and it's like with conservatives, they like supply side economics, similar ideas. The lower the tax rate, the more money you generate, the more money government generates to pay for things because it stimulates the economy. The lower tax rates, no evidence that I know of that actually succeeds. But that's the idea, right? So she wanted to do a drastic version of that, and then Jeremy Hunt, the guy she appointed, says, this is garbage. This isn't going to work, and this is a terrible idea, and you're actually going to wreck the economy effectively. And so he went about this publicly. So her ideas, they included cuts to the UK's basic rate of tax, after she had already reversed course on tax cuts for Britain's wealthiest. A planned drop in corporate taxes was junked too, along with plans to keep alcohol prices low and incentivize overseas shoppers to spend money tax-free in Britain. Perhaps the most politically painful change of direction concerns an energy price cap the Truss promised last month to keep in place for the next 2 years. It was designated to protect British households from the high costs of gas and electricity required to heat and power their homes. And Truss, as recently as last week, taunted her political opponents for suggesting that 2 years was too long of a guarantee. If gas prices rose again precipitously, as they did earlier this year after Russia's invasion of Ukraine, the British government would be on the hook for what might be billions of pounds in unforeseen price hikes. Hunt said this was inadvisable and reduced the plan's lifespan to just 6 months. That means by next spring, Britons may be once again at the mercy of global energy markets at a time when inflation is expected to still be very high, and interest rates set by the Bank of England will mean mortgage costs for many have soared. The damaging long-term outlook in what has been many of Truss's fellow is what has many of Truss's fellow conservatives concerned. The party's poll numbers have fallen through the floor. All right, I don't want to get into the weeds on that. Let's see, we'll skip down a little bit. Already, 5 conservative legislators have publicly called for her to resign, with many more criticizing and questioning her position anonymously in British media outlets. British front pages in recent days have appeared unified in the narrative that she cannot remain in the role for long. Again, this is 6 weeks in, and her own party wants her gone. Rainbow Murray, a politics professor at Queen Mary University of London, said, quote, "People don't respect her, they don't trust her, and the government is now effectively being run by a chancellor who is going against the very thing the prime minister stood on," unquote. Murray was referring to the formal name for the finance chief, the Chancellor of the Exchequer. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, which is the UK's Treasury. Tony Petrello in the chat room, by the way, said, "After today, I am good if I never hear Kanye West's name again." I think we'd all be better for it, Tony. Unfortunately, that's unlikely, it would seem. Truss has apologized. Now, this is the part, by the way. Oh, Exchequer. Thank you, Miriam. That's how you say that. Exchequer. The Chancellor of the Exchequer. This is the thing that I want to apologize. This is the thing that I want to actually genuinely compliment her on, though. She apologized. She's apologized for recent mistakes. And what's the actual... it's not in the article. I want to see what she actually said. Truss apology. But she said... Let's see. I think CNN should have it. She actually said flat out, and she wasn't, she didn't try to be coy about it. This is what she said. Quote, "I do want to accept responsibility and say sorry for the mistakes that have been made. I wanted to act to help people with their energy bills to deal with the issue of high taxes, but we went too far and too fast. I put in place a new chancellor with a new strategy to restore economic stability. There was something else she has said too. I don't see it here. It might have been on another day in another context, but there was something else she had said too, where she said, I'm sorry, I've made mistakes, and I've been working to fix some mistakes. And I wanted to compliment her on that because, I mean, in one sense, you shouldn't have to compliment somebody on that because it should just be something that people do, right? If somebody makes a mistake that affects other people, that upsets people, that offends people, they should want to apologize. Like Kanye West, for example, he should want to apologize. Sorry, Tony, I had to do it. Right? Although you did say after today, so it's still today. But you should want to apologize, right? It feels good to say I'm sorry. It feels good. I think it feels good to take responsibility and say, I'm sorry for this. I screwed this up. Please give me another chance. I will try to do better. Let me try to make it right, But in politics, you almost never see that. Almost never. Nobody apologizes for anything. Nobody ever even says, we might have gotten this wrong, or maybe we didn't go about this quite the right way, or if I had this to do again, I probably would do it differently. Nobody ever says that in politics. Liz Truss, hey, good on her. She actually came out and said, I'm sorry, I've made mistakes. Again, in another comment that wasn't in that article, she said flatly, I've made mistakes and I'm working to address those so we can get this right. And I apologize. I think that's pretty cool. Just because it's so rare. Granted, I don't want to give her too much credit because, for one thing, she's doing something that people should do anyway. Regular humans who are not politicians, we managed to do that, right? We managed to say, I apologize. I'm sorry about that. I screwed that up. Sorry. Right? And also, too, I don't know what her motives, is she really sorry? She might just be saying that because she feels she's backed into a corner and it's all she can do at this point is fall on her sword and say, I'm sorry. So, I don't know her true motives. Maybe she isn't sorry at all. Maybe she's just like, I don't know what else to do. I guess I'll apologize. I don't know. But I think it's cool. So I do respect that, assuming that her motives are, in fact, well, probably not pure. She is a professional politician, but assuming her motives are somewhat genuine, I think that's cool. I like it. So, and I would like to see more of that. Crystal, our friend from Illinois, says, agree with you, would rather they admit they screwed up versus gaslighting the public and lying about a problem to save face. Absolutely. Well said, Crystal. And Miriam Banish agrees. She says, I do like the honesty. Yeah, that's cool. And, doesn't it when somebody does apologize for something like that, doesn't it make you kind of feel like, and again, it could all be a manipulation. She is a professional politician, but doesn't it kind of make you feel like, just generally in life, if someone apologizes for something and says, I'm sorry about this and please give me a chance to make it right, doesn't it make you feel more like they're actually invested in trying to make it right and trying to correct their mistake than if they don't bother and then if they just say, all right, well, let me fix it. I'll try to fix it. Great. But if they say, I'll try to fix it, I'm sorry that I made this mistake, I'll try to fix it, doesn't it make you feel like they're that much more invested in fixing it because they're actually able to acknowledge that they made a mistake? That's my view of it. Oh, Jesus, already almost, we're coming up on, at the tone, the time will be 5:45 p.m. Oh, I can't do the tone for another 20 seconds. Oh, never mind the tone. I'm not going to wait. 603-250-6007 is a number if you would like to chime in. 603-250-6007. Or if you'd like to say that you're sorry, now's an opportunity. No, I'm kidding. I mean, you can if you'd like to call in. I don't know what you'd be apologizing to me for, but let's all just say we're sorry. I'm sorry. I hope you're all sorry too. No, I'm kidding. Let's see. I wanted to. Oh, that's interesting. Well, let's Do we want to do any, do we really want to do any Russia stuff today? Or is it nice to get away from that? Let's get away from that. Let's forget Russia. Let's do some, we've done some UK politics. Let's do some American politics in the short time that we have left on the show today. TheGuardian.com has a cool thing up here. It's what they call an explainer, and it just goes through the various 2022 midterms, the key races. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but I'm particularly curious to watch the, Evan McMullin, the independent, is challenging. We talked about it on the show yesterday when Jenny was here, challenging sitting Senator Mike Lee in Utah for Mike Lee's Senate seat. And Mike Lee was recently on Tucker Carlson, effectively publicly begging Senator Mitt Romney, please help me, endorse me, would you? But Romney has been staying out of it, and Democrats have been staying out of it. They helped, they put their support behind Evan McMullin initially, but they didn't run a candidate in Utah, is what I'm saying. They didn't run a Democrat to challenge Mike Lee. So it's almost like, because Evan McMullin is himself a pretty conservative guy, actually. If you go down the list issue by issue, he's basically like a moderate Republican. But he's, again, the key word being moderate. So it's kind of like I did watch a little bit of the debate. I watched highlights. I do want to watch the entire thing. Of all the debates, this one has me the most curious. I know everyone's always talking about the Herschel Walker versus Senator Raphael Warnock debate that happened recently, which I do want to go back and watch that one too. That one's got a lot of buzz, but I'm really curious to watch this debate that was last night between McMullin and Mike Lee. But it feels more like again, I watched highlights. It feels more like a primary debate than a midterm election debate, because it's two guys who probably agree on most issues, but McMullin being a little more of a moderate centrist, which plays well in Utah. Like I was saying yesterday, Jenny and I were talking about it. Utah is deep red in the sense that you're never going to have a Democrat for senator from Utah. It's a foregone. That's why they didn't even try to run a Democrat this time around. They said, let's go with Evan McMullin. You're never going to have a Democrat. But a lot of the Mormon population in Utah, they're moderate Republicans, and they don't like Trump. And they never liked Trump. Evan McMullin in 2016, when he ran for president, I think Utah was one of the few states he was able to actually get on the ballot in. He pulled 25%. I mean, he's from there. He's Mormon, and he's from Utah. So, he has that. He's a favorite son. That's the term I was looking for. But yeah, they're not big fans of Trump, and they're not apparently that big fans of Mike Lee. So we talked about a couple of different polls, one that showed them 5 points ahead, one that showed them 5 points apart, rather, one that showed them only 2 points apart. McMullin trailing in both polls, but very tight, and in one poll within the margin of error. So it is competitive. So I do want to watch that debate, and I do like Evan McMullin. But let's we'll just blast through this list quickly, and I'll make a few pithy comments here. First one, Arizona Governor Katie Hobbs, the Democrat, versus Kari Lake, the Republican. Let me just say, I don't like either of these people. Who do you want to hear me complain about first? Well, we'll start with Kari Lake, the Republican. She's an election denier, and if she gets elected, she'll probably do what she can to make sure that no Democrat ever again wins in Arizona. I mean, I don't know how much power she'll have to do that, but she does. She is an election denier. She claims the election was stolen, and when asked if she will accept the results of the election if she loses, she just says, I expect to win, and I will accept that result. So that sounds like a no to me. If she loses, she will not lose gracefully. And that's the new thing, right? Hell, we've even seen it locally here. We don't talk about local Manchester politics on this show, so I'll leave names out of it. But I remember seeing a city election here where, the Republican lost, and last year, and no concession, no acknowledgement that she lost, no congratulating her opponent who won, none of that. Because Trump made it so Republicans just don't do that anymore. That's a thing of the past. No concession, no congratulations, no class or dignity. Just, you just pretend it was stolen from you and you be bitter and angry about that. That's the thing now. But she does have a little bit of a luxury, though, with that, because we most likely won't find out what happens when she loses, because she will probably win. She's expected to win. But so I'm not a fan of Carrie Lake. Again, she's a conspiracy theorist, election denier. Katie Hobbs, though, I don't have much respect for her either. I don't know much about her, but I do know this. She refuses to debate Carrie Lake. And when asked in media appearances why she is refusing to Carrie Lake, she just kind of falls all over herself trying to explain that, she doesn't think Carrie Lake is honest and will, again, it's hard to even follow what she says, but she seems to, I think she kind of has the idea that Carrie Lake is going to get up there and just lie anyway, so what's the point? That seems to be what she's trying to put across in her own clumsy way. But it looks bad. It looks really bad, because it makes it look like she's not willing to fight for this election. She's not willing to fight to be governor. If you're Katie Hobbs and you think Carrie Lake is just going to get up there and lie because she's an election denier and whatever else, you still gotta get on that stage and show that you're willing to confront her on that and argue with her about it and debate her. But to just say, I don't think it's worth debating her because she's not trustworthy to begin with. Well, that just, nobody looks at that and says, oh, wow, she's taking a principled stance, this Katie Hobbs. She's taking a principled stance. She's not going to debate Carrie Lake because she doesn't think Carrie Lake is worth her time debating. Nobody thinks that. They just look at it and say she's afraid. And by the way, she probably is. Carrie Lake, former newscaster. She's kind of famous in Arizona for that reason. She's well known. She doesn't need any media training. She worked in the media. She's from the media as a news anchor, very successful. So she's got that. Katie Hobbs, not so much. Seems a little awkward. She probably is afraid. She probably sees no reason to go and debate Carrie Lake, not because Carrie Lake isn't necessarily worth her time debating, but because she just thinks Carrie Lake is going to destroy her. Even if nothing that comes out of Carrie Lake's mouth is honest, it won't matter. Because with debates, it generally doesn't matter. What matters with most debates is who's better on television, not who's telling the truth, not who has the better policy positions. What do we remember when we think about moments that we remember from debates? We remember Reagan saying of Mondale, I will not exploit for political purposes my opponent's youth and inexperience. And I got a big laugh, and it was a great line. We remember Senator Lloyd Benson saying to Senator Dan Quayle, you, sir, you're no Jack Kennedy. That type of thing. These are the things that we remember. We don't remember the really important stuff. We remember those great television moments. Carrie Lake is going to be much better on television than Katie Hobbs. So Katie Hobbs doesn't want to debate her. I really believe that's the reason. By the way, that reinforces the idea that I've complained about on this show about Democrats. Democrats too often, they act like they're not willing to fight, like they just don't have it in them to stand up. Why would you support somebody who's not going? Why would you fight for a candidate who's not going to fight for you? Does anyone have any confidence that somebody like Katie Hobbs, she's afraid to debate Carrie Lake? If she actually becomes governor, is she going to fight for you? She won't fight for the office. Will she actually fight for you if she does somehow stumble into a win? It doesn't bode well for that. So it says here, Hobbs is currently Secretary of State in what used to be a Republican stronghold. Lake is a former TV news anchor who relishes sparring with the media and promoting Donald Trump's false claim that the 2020 election was stolen. Victory for Lake, who has appeared with figures linked to QAnon on the campaign trail, would be a major boost for the former president and ominous for 2024. And she is expected, I believe she's ahead in the polls. And again, Katie Hobbs has probably ruined her own candidacy with her refusal to debate. Wow, we're almost out of time. Just quickly, Arizona Secretary of State, Mark Fincham, Republican, versus Adrian Fontes, Democrat. I don't know anything about these people. Arizona Senate, Mark Kelly, a Democrat, versus Blake Masters, Republican. Probably going to be Mark Kelly. He's the incumbent, former astronaut. Blake Masters, I think, is in over his head. Florida Attorney General, I don't know these people. Georgia Governor Stacey Abrams, Democrat, versus Brian Kemp, Republican. Even though Georgia went blue for the president in 2020, I think they went red the rest of the way down the ballot. And I don't think this is a rematch, by the way, of 4 years ago for these two. I think Brian Kemp is going to win a second term. I just don't think Stacey Abrams has it. Georgia Senate, of course, we mentioned that briefly. Herschel Walker, the Republican, challenging sitting Senator Raphael Warnock. That one can go either way. Herschel Walker is a terrible candidate in a myriad of ways, but in the end, it probably doesn't matter. I feel like Republicans have just kind of resigned themselves to the idea that what matters is control of the Senate. That's all that matters. Just get a warm body in there to try to get control of the Senate. Ohio Senate, Tim Ryan, the Democrat, versus J.D. Vance, the Republican. That's a tough one to call. I think J.D. Vance is another, one of these fringy QAnon type Republicans, but he might actually win. Pennsylvania Governor Doug Mastriano versus the Republican versus Josh Shapiro, the Democrat. Mastriano could win, and it will be the fault of Democrats if he does. And I don't mean because they will not have turned out for Josh Shapiro. It will be because they actually campaigned for Mastriano. They donated money to Mastriano's campaign. He's one of the guys, he's one of the Republicans that Democrats actually spent money on in the primaries to get him nominated because they thought he'd be the easier candidate to defeat, because he's kind of a QAnon guy. He's an election denier. He says he'll make sure that future elections are, quote, fair, which is code for I'm going to make sure that Democrats don't win in this state ever again. But he might actually win. Pennsylvania Senate, John Fetterman versus Dr. Oz. We all know about that. I think Fetterman's going to win, but it's a little tricky because he is recovering from a stroke. And finally, in the Wisconsin Senate, Mandela Barnes, the Democrat, versus Ron Johnson, the Republican. Ron Johnson is the one who famously said after the insurrection on January 6th, well, it just looked like a normal tourist event to me. So he's an insurrection apologist, of course. I don't know much about Mandela Barnes, though. And the fact that I don't know much about Mandela Barnes, the Democrat, would indicate to me that Ron Johnson is probably going to, even though even a lot of Republicans find him somewhat embarrassing. But again, it's a warm body for Republicans to keep in there to try to get control of the Senate, or at least have a strong, if they're going to continue to be a minority, a strong minority. Okay, we are absolutely out of time. Thank you all. Thank you, DJ Reckless, for coming in earlier. And if you missed any part of today's show, it will be up in just a little bit, WMNHradio.org, and at my website, mattconnarton.com. Don't forget tomorrow morning, the morning show with Peter White. Tomorrow's Wednesday, so we should have Bill Cini in for trivia. And Bill, of course, also does trivia at our amazing sponsor, the Hop Knot, on Thursday nights. So we're big Bill Cini fans. Don't forget the morning show tomorrow, 7 to 9 a.m. And today is Tuesday, so tonight after this show is Through the Stage Door, hosted by Rob Dion, followed by a replay of Retro Spectrum Radio. That's it for me for now. I'll talk to y'all a little bit later. Bye, everybody.